EbSIrish Commissioner Phil HoganIrishman Phil Hogan said the remaining 27 member states face a stark choice of paying more or receiving less once they lose £10.5 billion a year in contributions from the UK. He called on capitals to agree to change the formula used to calculate their contributions, based on 1% of gross national income, to as high as 1.2% to absorb the cost. However, the proposals are likely to go down badly with many of the bloc's wealthier members, including Sweden, the Netherlands and Austria, who have all vowed not to pay a penny more. They argue that instead of asking hard-pressed European taxpayers to stump up more, Brussels should instead look at cutting waste and reining back on unnecessary programs. Firmly in some member states' sights is the enormously bloated Common Agricultural Policy cap, a mammoth £51 billion a year scheme which accounts for a whopping 40% of the club's entire spending. Last week, a report by the EU spending watchdog found billions of pounds of subsidies paid out to encourage green farming were actually pocketed by farmers who did nothing to protect the environment with the money. Speaking at an event in Brussels, Mr. Hogan said the situation at the moment is that we have about €12 billion less in the EU budget arising from Brexit. There is still a demand by many member states for more policy coordination at EU level on migration, security and defence, so this will require financial support as well. He argued, so if we are to fill the budget we have to ask our member states to contribute more, and the present calculation is based on gross national income of 1%. If they decide to increase that to 1.1 or 1.2 as the budget commissioner has been asking, then that helps enormously in filling the necessary gap in our EU budget resources. Friday, December 8, 2017, David Davis and EU's chief Brexit negotiator Michel Barnier attend a press conference by Theresa May. The Irish commissioner also pointed to proposals by the former Italian Prime Minister, Mario Monti, who has said that the EU should be able to directly tax citizens to raise more cash. A recent report by the Monti Group, first set up in 2014 to find more transparent ways to finance the EU, concluded that the Union must mobilize common resources to find common solutions to common problems. Mr. Hogan said that the member states would have to pick either paying more in themselves or allowing the EU to raise direct taxes, or else there would be severe spending cuts. He concluded, in the absence of those opportunities being taken by the co-legislators, well, then there's going to be a reduction in expenditure. These are the options that are on the table.